the 10th of January 2026, and I'm aware that there's wind. Sam, I'll put you in my hat. I don't know if that will work. I'm not going to do a very long live today. I know I've said that in the past and ended up doing half an hour or something. That was because I didn't like talking. And to tell you the truth, I don't really feel like talking today either. It's just that today I'm also aware that there's wind. So really what I'm doing is I'm showing you Zena and Alvin. Where'd Alvin go? I can't see, sorry. Oh, well, I bashed me in the back. Whoops, nearly fell over. That was funny, actually, wasn't it? You nearly saw me get pummeled into the water. So this is summer in the wheat belt, and we've still got water, peoples. This is the main reason I wanted to share this with you all. Look at that. The 10th of January 2026, and we still have water in the river. Woohoo! And it's still blowing. And one of the reasons that is happening is because we've had more rain than normal, and not as many hot days. Like, we've had plenty of days in the high 30s, mid low 40s, so sometimes up to 43 or something, but we've still got water in the river. It's very exciting. Very, very exciting. I think the last YouTube I did was actually in the same spot. There's lots of different spots on this river that I walk. But there's not many that I like to do my YouTube discussions on, because some of them the terrain's a bit rough and I've got to really watch where I'm walking. But also I don't know how to explain it. Sometimes I just, the more bushy bush I go, the I often don't even bring my phone, okay? It's just me and the bush and the dogs. Oh, and my partner, he comes with me a fair bit, but yeah, it's really lovely. This is a really beautiful life we have. There's little Zena. And so today's YouTube is to say hello. I have not forgotten about this channel. I am endeavouring to make it into a business. It's interesting, this process of stepping up, peoples. Stepping up is it's quite challenging. It's really easy to stay small. It's I definitely like staying small, okay? I like staying small and quiet and relatively like productive in my own way, but in a sort of an environment where it's pretty much how to explain it? Me and my immediate friends and family benefit from my efforts. Does that make sense? But to step up and to be of true service to humanity and society, that takes, it's a sacrifice. It means you're giving up a lot, and it means you have to become disciplined, motivated, driven. You've got to focus on an action plan. You've got to have a really solid structure and stick to it. Plenty of times when you're doing and being in a way where you would sometimes would rather just be home or in your own personal space, but because once you step big and you step up, then it's not just us anymore, is it? It's us and the whole world. And we are at a time where we all need to really step up and be there for everyone else, be there for the world, because we are at a very powerful revolutionary point, peoples. If you look at the politics in what's happening around the world, you will see that there's a lot of really good, powerful, big stuff happening. And a lot of it is people powered, people pushing for it, people being motivated. And stepping out their comfort zones and being aware. Well, we're at a crossroads, peoples. If we do not step up, and if we do not actually support each other and support this world, the world will, as we know it, will completely collapse into something that is not livable for heart humans, for anyone that's, got a soul. And anyways, I know you all know what I'm talking about, okay? So we're at a very, very powerful crossroads, everyone. And I know what one of my journeys is, and I've known what that journey is since I was in my early 20s. And I'm now 55. I hope that wind's not coming in too loud, peoples. It's quite windy here, look. Quite nice, I don't know if you can see it. We've got a nice cool breeze coming in. We've been having some pretty hot days, like we've been in the high 30s, really low 40s, and it's been sweltering hot, sweltering. And so this cool breeze is lovely. So I will share more in the future. It's just that people's, me stepping up and stepping into what I know is my destiny, it really does mean me not being stuck in my comfort zone. It really means me like, and it's like this for all of us. It's a very brave, courageous, martyrdom type energy. Once we really go into that space, we do not come back. Once we step up into that space, we then become leaders and motivators, and we help influence really good, and we become very what do we call it? Very what's the word I'm trying to think? The component. We become a really strong component, and in the movement forward. And to become that strong component, of course, we've got to have strong substance. So if you want to talk about metal, it's got to be good quality, strong metal. If you want to talk about wood, it's got to be strong, sturdy wood that's got no rot in it. And in all honesty, you can have the oldest piece of wood and the oldest piece of metal and make it strong again. So if you're a broken piece of wood or a broken piece of metal or a cracked rock, it's all fixable. It's all fixable, and then we become even stronger. The more apparently cracked pottery, cracked rocks, cracked wood, cracked, not metal so much unless it's soldered very, very, very well. But there's a lot of substrates that once you fix up where the cracks were and where the weaknesses were, that particular compound, that particular substrate becomes extremely extra strong. Extra 1,000 million trillion % stronger. So peoples, if you're like me and you are a repaired, cracked being, and you are you heal, you've really delved into the darkness, and you've accepted and allied with your most fearful thoughts and belief systems, and one of these days, my darlings, I shall be writing a script a little bit, okay? So I actually can share my writings, and it will follow a little bit more. It'll be a bit more cohesive. But also I'll have my books written, and we'll have my curriculum, not just mine. I'll be working with many, many, many people, okay? So when I get to that point, we'll have something more of substance to work with. And I know that a lot of you know where I'm going with this. The process of healing is a wondrous journey. It's a wondrous journey, my darlings. And what occurs at the end is, what are you? you become a true leader. You become someone of true substance, and you become someone who can become a strong compound, a strong cog, a strong foundation, a strong building block. Whatever analogies you wish to use to describe a strong person and a healed being, and then what we're capable of once we're healed. Well, and that is where we are at as a planet. Planet Earth is at that crossroads. We are literally at a place where human beings are healing on a mass level because they are so broken. They've been broken and trodden down and, sorry, flies. I know you know the story. That's why so many of you keep following my channel because, sorry, fly, you've seen my progress. And I think through watching me, when I first started this channel, as you know, I was broken beyond broken. And why did I start the channel? Because God said, tell the world your story. And in the beginning, I was raw as. Next level raw. Next level raw to the point of politically incorrect. And as far as speaking, a lot of word choices I used were relatively, to a degree, slanderous of others, and not necessarily really self-serving for my full integrity, because I was so raw. I was just speaking to the YouTube channel as if I was speaking to a dear friend or to God. So I was sharing in the rawest of the raw of the raw, to the point where if there are elements of inflammatory content, basically. And then I had to learn how to refine myself. I have had to learn how to, if you're going to create this to be a channel that's more palatable and what's the word, helpful for others to really grow from, you're going to have to be less raw and more, what's the word? I don't know what word to use. Not the word detached, but more objective. I had to become more objective about what my pathway and my aim of the discussions were. And that's when my discussions started changing from me just going to, right, now this is the la 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 la. And I became more analytical and more scholarly and more more like focusing more on trying to utilize leadership terminology and general terminology as well. So it's more about me surviving, and it was more about me working with others to survive alongside me surviving. And the journey's been a really amazing one. And then in that process, that journey that I've been on, it's not just what you've seen on this YouTube channel, my darlings. It's also how it is with people who I know in face-to-face, real time. And it's on a bigger level. It's on a really big level. It's on a and I'm pretty sure it's like this for a lot of you as well. And yeah, I just want to share with you, look, see this river? This is the first time in, I think, 40 years that we've had water smack bang in the middle of summer, and it is still flowing. So that says a lot, that this Avon River is healing, and I believe overall planet Earth is healing. And I also believe, I know that's scientifically proven, data proven, that on mass scale humans are stepping up in their awareness of self-love, self-esteem, self-dignity, and choosing love, kindness, or choosing the life of Jesus, like choosing to be loving and kind and supportive and humble. So to choose that lifestyle and to be someone who lives a life of Jesus, we shall inherit all this peaceful, beautiful heaven. Like, and for me, this is my heaven. So So dogs have been very patient. I'll just show you that they're just standing there. I don't know if you can see them. We'll keep walking. And so what I wanted to share with you quickly is, excuse me a minute, they're running off. Zena, Alvin! I think they just saw a little animal. So basically what I really wish to share with you, all my darlings, is my YouTube channel is still well and truly my objective, and my books are still well and truly my objective, and I haven't given up on my dream. 2026 is my year of actually stepping up into my destiny, and I'm well and truly ready. Just got to get out of that, like today when I started this YouTube, I didn't want to, okay, but I thought, come on, Nadine, it's been way too long. It's time to say hello again. Okay, so anyways, that's my hello, and I shall see you very soon. That's a promise. Okay, God bless, and keep your faith. Please keep your faith in God's big plan for us in this world, and step up into all your love and your kindness and your humbleness and your generosity, and just accept being a being of love, and being a being of kindness and care, and just step up and be there for the world and for others, and in that you heal, in that you our guidance, we get guided with where we're supposed to be, and all the steps, what am I trying to say here, the path that you're supposed to be on, just it unravels, it unrolls in front, not unravels, it unrolls, the paving stones basically get put down, and it becomes really clear where you're supposed to be, and everything just starts happening with complete serendipity is the word, like effortlessly almost. So because that's what happens when we surrender to the process of our destiny and what we're really, or what we're here for, then the world and God all work, we start working as one. I'll leave it at that for today. But this process, please, when I open up this YouTube and reach out and speak to you, that's me stepping out of my comfort zone. That's me attempting to stop being small and step up and being big. That's me attempting to blossom and become what God really desires for me to be. All right, so if you want to think about Charlie Kirk, that's actually the level that God wishes me to be at. Do I really want to go there? Maybe with my books, maybe with my curriculums, maybe with my online seminars and this and this and this, face to face in front of people, who knows? Maybe in the future. I've had people tell me I'm destined for really big things. Do I really want to go there? Right now I'd say no. I love my peace, my quiet time, my peace time, my alone time, me, my animals, my beautiful partner, and my beautiful friends who I see every now and again, like minimum once a week. Like I got a pretty isolatory, quiet, peaceful life, okay? I have a very gentle life, and so when I step up out of this gentle, quiet life, I am sacrificing something that means a lot to me. Like my gentle, peaceful, quiet, beautiful life, for me to step up and to move to my next level, I do have to be around people more often. I do have to, not be so homebody sort of. I know, you know what I'm talking about. I just love my peace. I love my personal peace, my personal quiet time, and but that's my comfort zone. It's also been my sanctuary. It's what kept me alive for so long, but now it's my comfort zone, and I need to step up, and I am. Okay, God bless. Got to find the stop button. Thank you for that smiley face, whoever just sent that. Thank you so much. And I just urge you to really step, if you feel something, if you keep hearing like an idea, or you keep the same idea keeps coming into your mind, and it's one of love and kindness, and integrity. If there's a persistent sort of dream or belief system that you have, where the underlying ethos is one of kindness, care, humility, generosity, not with clear boundaries. Oh, thank you. So basically, what am I trying to share with you? Right. We have to distinguish if it's egotistical and if it's spiritually or spiritually driven. So if it's spiritually driven, and if the essence is of kindness and love and growth, please honor that dream. Please honor that passion. I urge you, if you're in a job that's breaking your heart, or you're in for a relationship that you know is not suitable for your heart, and if you know you're being held back by friends or family or anything, if you know that you are settling for something that's not of integrity and not of kindness or love or growth, please trust that there is another pathway, that there is another place for you to be. I would love to discuss this in a future YouTube channel. I settled for a very, very, very long time, and it stopped my growth, and it actually was like cancer. It was like cancer, okay? And that's what it's like. And then when we free ourselves from the cancer, and we really step up and let our root system grow, and let all our dry rot and our fragile our dry rot in the wood, and our cracked, powdery parts of our rock, and all the analogies you can think of. Once we actually really look at that, go into it, and actually go as deep as that crack takes us, and heal from the very beginning of the crack, which I promise you will probably be something that happened when you were young. Sorry. I have not yet met a single person, and I have not yet read a single case study or heard a single story from anyone where their originating crack did not start from something from when they were young. I'm so sorry. We are a fallen, broken society, and there are so many elements of abuse that starts at a really young age that's actually normalized in our society. So many. So the chances of growing up without some horrifying, limiting trauma incident, and it can be as simple as someone not seeing or hearing you when you shared some excitement about something that meant a lot to you when you were 3. Okay, trauma doesn't have to be something horrifying, peoples. It doesn't have to be some horrifying event. It can be you simply were not heard or seen, maybe because your parents worked too much. Okay, that's really common, peoples. And so you felt unseen, unheard, and then you went invisible, and then you grew up not really knowing who you were, rah, rah. I would say everyone has trauma. Everyone. On some level, and we've got to really look at the beginning of the cracks. So anyways, that's a lot of what I wish to share with you. Trauma doesn't have to be something tragic, and I love that my childhood and upbringing was extraordinarily through the roof, horrifyingly, like next level, macabre, dark, evil, tragic. The reason why I love that, peoples, is because I can actually say to you, in all honesty, do not compare trauma. Trauma is trauma. All right? And you know what I used to hear a lot of people say when I was younger? When I was in my early 30s. Oh, my trauma is nothing compared to yours. So la la la. I said, still accept it. It's still, you had an experience that really broke your heart when you're 4. That's trauma, okay? It doesn't have to be something horrifying. It can be something that stopped your growth, and then you got retarded at that age, okay? So that's one of the things I really want to share with you. Or go back to the originating crack, and then what you'll realize is you'll have seen a pattern, right? Because you often follow along that crack line, unless someone picks it up and identifies it and helps you when you're really, really, really young, or when you're a teenager. I was blessed. I had a lot of people when I was 13, 14, 15 identify my cracks when I was really super young, like when I was 13, 12 or 13. I had this amazing woman say some stuff to me, right? And that stayed in my brain. So then when I started realizing how deep my trauma really was, I went back to that comment that this lady shared with me, and I realized she helped me see life in a different way from the age of 12 and 13. I went down the pathway of light. I went down the pathway of self-love and high self-esteem, like self-love. What I mean by that is caring about as much as I could, caring about my boundaries and we'll go into that another time. But that's what happens. These amazing strangers or an amazing person, it can be your parents, often will see something and let us know, and then we can actually become really mindful of that particular pattern as soon as we've been enlightened about it, and then we can release it, and then we just grow. It's like, can you imagine when a tree branch gets, when you get all these branches and they get stuck together and they can't move freely, and then the wind blows them apart and then they've got freedom again. That's what it's like when you go to the beginning of the crack. You all of a sudden can move again, you can breathe again, you become whole in your being. And then once we become whole in our being, we become such a vessel of service to actually create such beauty and productivity in this beautiful, beautiful, beautiful planet we live on. So anyways, I could go on and on and on about that. God bless. All right. See you all soon. Really, really happy to be in contact with you again. Let me remember where the off button is. Where's my off button? It's hard to find. I'm still using my phone, peeps. All right, God bless.